Where shall I start? Well, it's been said that Jewish women are known to speak out and tell you what they think, and I'm one of them. I'm so tired of hearing Trump put down America, saying, make America great again, because America has been great since 1770.
Barbra Streisand just dropped a fiery takedown of Donald Trump, so intense it could crack glass. What pushed the legendary diva to this level of outrage? Did she reveal a shocking truth, or was it just a high-pitched symphony of fury? Either way, this moment is one for the history books. Stay tuned. If Trump claps back, we might be in for the pettiest celebrity showdown of the year.
Children being ripped out of the arms of their parents. Whatever happened to just being kind? And
I think we share something, which is we both hate liars. You know, you can do almost anything to me or say anything to me.
I agree.
Just don't lie to me.
I know. See,
it's such a great...
I was lied to as a child. That's why I'm so passionate about lies and people who lie. Truth communicates. Lies...
It reads, yeah.
Well, in this case, I mean, his lies seem to work for a bit. But truth eventually wins out, don't you think?
Well, people, it reads. It reads.
What do you mean? Just think about climate change. What's going to happen to your future, your children's future? This is a terrible problem. The Republicans and this administration have wiped off all of the information about climate truth. The truth of climate.
They don't even...
Barbra Streisand has reached her breaking point. Absolutely had it. And when a living legend like her says enough is enough, you know the drama is about to hit Broadway level intensity. But this time it's not about a missed note or a lyrical slip-up. Oh no, she's channeling her full show-stopping powerhouse energy at none other than the king of spray tans and Twitter tantrums himself.
I'm a really great singer, but I'm really fantastic. I sing all the best words. When you hear me sing, you're gonna be blown away.
Oh, you mean like your hair in a windstorm?
Toupee, I mean, touche.
You ready? Anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Nope, sad.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Donald Trump. Now, he's no stranger to getting called out. He's been roasted harder than an overcooked steak at one of his gaudy, overpriced restaurants. But when Barbra Streisand steps into the ring, that's when you know things just got real. Let's be honest. She spent decades mastering the art of dramatic takedowns, both on screen and off. And her latest rant? Oh, it's the chef's kiss of political shade.
Lock up children, pull them away from their parents. I mean, that's what one of my songs is about. What's on my mind, it's called. So I was in tears. I couldn't, we walked around kind of numb. I'm still a little bit numb because I can't believe it happened.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. Barbra Streisand just couldn't hold back any longer. She went off, delivering the kind of scorching criticism that could melt the glue holding Trump's infamous combover in place. And honestly, who could blame her? The man has been on a greatest hits tour of political disasters for years. From his baffling speeches to those dance moves that resemble a glitching animatronic at Chuck E. Cheese, he's practically a walking, talking parody of himself.
Thank you for joining us. What did you think and feel when you watched Meryl Streep last night talk about a man who's going to be our president mocking someone's disability?
I thought that she said what she said beautifully. And it's easy enough to see the video online of Trump mocking. You just showed it, actually. And I completely agree with Meryl. It was a heartbreaking moment and so beneath the dignity of the presidency, let alone any respectful person. I mean, what we need more in this world, I think, is kindness and common decency. And what he did and how he reacts and how he has the need to talk back and insult anybody who doesn't agree with him. And that's pretty...
Let's take a moment to truly appreciate what triggered this latest explosion of Barbra-fueled rage. Was it Trump's relentless dedication to playing golf while the world spirals into chaos? His legal troubles stacking up faster than his fast food orders? Or simply the fact that listening to him speak at this point feels like watching a raccoon argue with a garbage bag? Strand has never been one to hold back, especially when it comes to politics. She's been outspoken for decades, but somehow, Trump has pushed her to a level of frustration usually reserved for dealing with malfunctioning Wi-Fi. And let's be real, the man is basically a walking Wi-Fi dead zone when it comes to logic and reason.
His reaction was the usual rage.
But that's why you can't trust anything he says, because if you get on his wrong side, he will blast you negatively. And
be
by
prepared.
the way, could you understand why he would have
Barbara.
had?
He's coming.
He had a New Year's Eve party, but he wasn't generous enough to give that to his followers. As a president, he had to charge for it. Yeah. And then put that money into his club. I mean, don't you think that's a little...
What's particularly hilarious about Trump's entire persona is his uncanny ability to fail upwards. Most people, when faced with multiple bankruptcies, endless lawsuits, and scandals so outrageous they'd make reality TV stars blush, might take a step back and reflect. But not the Donald. Nope. He just doubles down, slaps his name on another doomed business venture, and somehow convinces his followers that he's the second coming of success. It's like watching a used car salesman who refuses to admit the engine is literally on fire. And let's talk about his ability to handle criticism, because if there's one thing Trump cannot stand, it's being called out by a strong, intelligent woman. If you ever want to see a full-grown man have a kindergarten-level meltdown, just show him a headline where a famous woman dares to say something negative about him. He spirals faster than a reality show contestant getting eliminated in the first episode. And Strand, she's not just any woman, she's an institution. When she calls you out, it's basically etched into the history books.
Barbra Streisand got herself a big old wall. She is one of Trump's biggest critics on immigration, on building a wall.
Photographs in my head, the pictures, the children being ripped out of the arms of their parents. I have such a passion for America, for my country, and I was trying to speak my truth.
A lot of women vote the way their husbands vote. They don't believe enough in their own thoughts. Maybe that woman who's so articulate, so experienced, and so fit for the presidency, Hillary, was too intimidating.
But she herself has a beautiful, beautiful wall and a beautiful gate where you can knock and ask to come inside. That wall ain't like butter.
Barbra, we love you. Hello, gorgeous. The movie was like butter.
Like butter.
Like a big stick of butter.
Barbara's criticisms aren't just the same old Trump is bad takes we've all heard before. Oh no, she goes straight for the jugular. She calls out his catastrophic mismanagement of, everything from the economy to public health to international relations. She's not just throwing shade, she's staging an entire theatrical production dedicated to roasting him into oblivion. And let's be real, he makes it way too easy. His entire persona is a gift to comedians, late-night hosts, and now to Strand herself. The constant typos, the bizarre obsession with crowd sizes. That time he stared directly at a solar eclipse like he was trying to challenge the sun to a staring contest. Every move he makes is pure comedy gold. It's no wonder Strand had to speak out. Watching him fumble through leadership is exhausting. It's like watching someone try to assemble IKEA furniture without instructions. Except in this case, the furniture is democracy, and instead of using tools, he's just angrily tweeting that the screws are rigged against him.
What do you make of the critique that Meryl Streep made last night that you can push this thing and it becomes the norm? That it's like Daniel Patrick Moynihan, the senator, once said, you define deviancy downward. This kind of behavior becomes the normal political conversation.
Well, that's what it does. I mean, what's the signal to little children, who watch television and see this is the behavior of the soon-to-be president of the United States, Little girls were heartbroken when Hillary didn't get to be president. Yeah. So I think it's what they see. Children will listen. I sang that in a song.
Here's the thing. Strand does not care. And why would she? She's faced tougher critics than a guy whose biggest achievement is convincing people that gold-plated toilets are the height of sophistication. This is a woman who has survived Hollywood for decades, a place where talent actually matters, not just an oversized ego and a knack for turning every sentence into a personal grievance. Trump thinks he can win this battle. Please, he's up against a woman who can hold a note longer than he can hold a coherent thought. Strand has been a legend for longer than Trump has been spray tanning himself into an Oompa Loompa shade of leadership. This is a guy who probably thinks Broadway is just an extra wide street in New York, while Strand has dominated it. She has sung through decades of history, while Trump struggles to sing Happy Birthday without somehow making it all about himself.
Oh, may I help you?
Be careful. Oh, be careful. He only listens to me. Get down, boy. All right, hold on.
That's good, okay.
Well, you really are a prima donna.
No, you're a prima Donald.
Well, that's pretty good. You want to be my new campaign manager?
No way, Jose.
Jose, where is he? Get him out of
And
here.
let's be real, Strand's rant isn't just about Trump. It's about everything he represents. The blatant disregard for facts, the desperate need for validation, and the bizarre obsession with making everything about himself. Watching him navigate politics is like watching a reality show contestant accidentally stumble onto a presidential debate stage, except this season has dragged on for way too many episodes. It's basically The Apprentice, but instead of firing people, he's just firing off unhinged rants on social media at 3 a.m. Meanwhile, Strand is doing what the rest of us have been thinking, saying it loudly and in perfect pitch. She doesn't need Twitter tantrums or wild conspiracy theories. She's got decades of success, actual talent, and the respect to back it up. Trump may think he's the star of this feud, but let's be honest, he's just an understudy in Strand's world. And frankly, not a very good one.
What do you make of the political climate of the United States now?
Bad. Well, I like Biden. I like Biden. I think he's done a good job. I think he's compassionate. He's smart. He supports the right things.
How do you feel about the specter of a second Trump administration?
I will move. I can't live in this country if he became president.
But where would you go? Where would you go?
Probably to England. I like England.
What if I told you that Barbra Streisand isn't the only celebrity taking shots at Donald Trump on live TV? That's right. Other stars like Wanda Sykes and Rosie O'Donnell have also made Trump both a running joke and an endless source of comedic material. Whether it's through stand-up routines, interviews, or late-night talk shows, these outspoken entertainers have made it their mission to lampoon the former president, turning his persona into something straight out of a satirical sketch. And trust me, they're not holding back.
Talking somewhat about Donald Trump, hard not to these days. What's your opinion about President Trump?
Oh, sweet Jesus. Well, you know, it's like everyone's waiting for this moment for him to become presidential. Right. You know, they're like, oh, he has to learn how to control his emotions. He has to learn to be measured. You know, but the man is 70 years old. Those are things that you teach kids. You know, I'm teaching my 7-year-olds those things.
Right.
You know, Trump is 70. He's not going to learn that now.
Yeah.
You know, if he's a dick, he's just going to be a dick.
All right.
That's it.
Okay, so
Wanda Sykes did not hold back, ruthlessly mocking how Trump struts around as a billionaire while treating bankruptcy like a punch card at a coffee shop. He was handed a fortune, blew through it faster than a kid in a toy store, and somehow still convinced people he's a business genius. At this point, his credit score probably faints every time he swipes a card. He brags about being the king of deals, but let's be real. His greatest trick is making working class folks believe that a man obsessed with gold-plated toilets somehow understands their struggles.
Yes. Do I blame Donald Trump? Of course I do. He's made everybody mad. Everybody just angry. Yeah, just everyone's just angry. And yeah, I'm out there. People know. Trump annoys me. His whole family annoys me. Yeah. The whole kit and caboodle. They annoy.
He didn't stop there. Wanda tore into Trump's long history of spectacularly failed businesses, casinos, airlines, a so-called university, steaks, even vodka. This guy could bankrupt the lemonade stand. Yet he struts around like a financial wizard while dodging lawsuits and tax returns like he's training for the Olympics. His one real skill? Branding, slapping his name on anything shiny and hoping no one notices when it inevitably collapses. Wanda had the crowd cracking up, pointing out that Trump's idea of sacrifice isn't working hard or struggling to pay bills. It's downgrading from a gold-covered penthouse to a slightly smaller mansion. And yet millions still fall for the illusion, convinced he's a self-made success, rather than a guy who stumbled his way up, thanks to inherited wealth and a talent for selling a fantasy.
Liked him.
Oh, really?
If you're 55 and you grew up on Long Island, you know that he's a fake, a phony, and a fraud.
Right.
It was no mystery to me.
Right.
So I didn't have him on ever.
What is it like? What has it been like for you having the president of the United States criticize your physical appearance.
Well, not only my physical appearance, everything. My sexuality, my parenting, my wife. Like, he went really bad.
As if Trump's plate wasn't already overflowing with chaos, Rosie O'Donnell just waltzed in and dropped a nuclear gossip grenade right in the middle of his meltdown. I mean, the internet didn't just lose its mind. It launched into orbit when Rosie verbally body slammed Trump like she was wielding a steel chair at WrestleMania main event. That clip, instant comedy gold. Rosie went off with the precision of a stand-up legend, throwing verbal haymakers so brutal that even Trump's hairspray fortress couldn't hold up. If his ego had airbags, they deployed on impact. And Twitter? Sorry, X. It went full apocalypse mode. Memes exploding like 4th of July fireworks. Gifs flying faster than Trump dodging subpoenas. Manga warriors mashing the caps lock key like they were trying to win a Street Fighter tournament. But what triggered this glorious internet meltdown? Decades of built-up nonsense. That's
Well, he is a cruel, criminal, and mentally unstable man. And Duty to Warn was a book that came out when he was first in office. Psychiatrists across the country who don't ever really diagnose people that they don't serve personally came together and made a book, Duty to Warn, to tell the world what a narcissistic, mentally ill person he is. And I think he's the worst thing that ever happened to the United States. And his cruelty...
Trump's been coming for Rosie since the flip phone era, recycling the same tired grade school insults like a human glitch in the Matrix. Slob. Loser. Train wreck. My guy's vocabulary is on a permanent software update delay. But this time, Rosie wasn't just playing defense, she went full scorched earth. Maybe she hit her limit. Maybe she got sick of his endless all-caps rants on Truth Social clogging up the timeline. Or maybe she just woke up and thought, let's make this man reconsider Wi-Fi. Whatever her reasoning, she came in swinging and not a single wig left the battlefield unscathed. By the time she was done, the internet was a digital war zone. Late-night hosts were already drafting punchlines. Comment sections turned into verbal cage matches, and somewhere deep in Mar-a-Lago, you know Trump was hammering his phone so hard his autocorrect begged for mercy. One thing's clear, Rosie didn't just throw shade. She built a whole solar eclipse, roasted everything in sight, and served the leftovers with a side of well-done humiliation.
On mainstream media. You're not doing your job. And you haven't since he came down that escalator. You haven't been doing your job. If you would have told the truth about him from the beginning and stood up to the lies that Mark Burnett sold America on The Apprentice, we wouldn't be in this.
Now, if history has taught us anything, it's that Strand and celebrities like her never miss a note, especially when they're tearing someone apart. And Trump? Well, let's just say he's about to learn the hard way that when a diva takes center stage, there's no room left for one of reality stars. Because let's be real, Barbra Streisand has been dominating stages since before Trump figured out how to use orange-tinted foundation. She's got pipes that could shatter glass and comebacks that could shatter egos. And Trump? He's about to find out that battling a Broadway legend is a lot harder than firing Gary Busey on The Apprentice. So while he's busy trying to tweet his way out of this mess, Barbara's probably sipping tea, hitting perfect high notes, and reminding the world why you never mess with a legend. Curtain call for Trump. Oh honey, that happened the moment Strand opened her mouth.